Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Leap Forward podcast. I'm Liam, and as always, I'm thrilled to be here with you.
And I'm Maya. We're here to help you take those leaps in life, no matter where you are on your journey.
Today, we're diving into a topic that resonates with so many of us. The feeling that it might be too late, that we've missed our chance.
Well, Liam, I think we've all had that moment, that little voice that says, you should have started this years ago. It's like a nagging feeling that you've somehow fallen behind, and the window of opportunity has closed.
Exactly. Whether it's learning a new skill, changing careers, or even just picking up a hobby, that feeling of, it's too late, can be so powerful. But guess what? We're here to tell you that it's absolutely, positively, never too late.
That's right. And for our English learners, this is especially important. Sometimes you might think, I'm too old to learn a new language, or everyone else is so much further ahead. But that's just not true. Think of all the incredible language learners who started later in life and achieved fluency.
Absolutely. So let's break down why that feeling of too late creeps in, and how we can kick it to the curb. We'll even share some inspiring stories to illustrate this.
First off, Liam, I think a lot of it comes from comparing ourselves to others. We see someone who started something young and think, I'll never catch up. It's like watching a race where you feel you started at the back of the line.
You nailed it, Maya. Social media doesn't help either. We see these curated highlight reels of other people's successes, and it's easy to feel like we're lagging behind. We forget that everyone has their own struggles and behind-the-scenes efforts.
And it's not just external pressure, is it? Sometimes we put that pressure on ourselves. We have this idea of a timeline for our lives, and if we deviate from it, we feel like we've failed. Like, I should be in this career by now, or I should have achieved this by this age.
Exactly. But here's the thing. Life isn't a race. It's a journey, and everyone's journey is unique. Think of Vera Wang, who designed her first wedding dress at 40, or Samuel L. Jackson, who found his breakthrough acting role in his 40s.
I love that. So how do we start shifting that mindset? How do we convince ourselves that it's never too late?
First, we need to let go of those self-imposed timelines. Forget about what you should have done by now. Focus on what you can do right now. Reframe your thoughts from I'm behind to I'm starting now, and that's perfect.
And that brings us to setting realistic goals. Instead of saying I'm going to master this in a month, break it down into smaller, manageable steps. Focus on the process, not just the end result.
Exactly. Think of it like planting a seed. It takes time to grow. You don't plant it today and expect a full-grown tree tomorrow. Each small action you take is like watering that seed.
That's a great analogy, and consistency is key, right? Even if it's just 15 minutes a day, those small steps add up. It's about building a habit, not achieving perfection overnight.
Absolutely. And for our English learners, that means consistent practice. Even if it's just listening to a short podcast episode or reading a few pages of a book, it all contributes to your progress. Dedicate a small, consistent amount of time each day.
And don't be afraid to celebrate the small wins. Every new word you learn, every conversation you have, it's all progress. Recognize your effort and reward yourself for it.
Speaking of progress, it's also important to remember that learning is a lifelong process. There's no finish line. You're constantly evolving and growing.
That's so true. And sometimes, starting later in life can actually be an advantage. You have more life experience, more perspective, and often, more wisdom. You know yourself better.
Exactly. And you're often more motivated because you're choosing to do it for yourself, not because someone else told you to. You have a clearer why.
So, what's the takeaway here?
The takeaway is this. Ditch the self-doubt, embrace the present, and take that leap. It's never too late to start living the life you want. Remember, your journey is your own.
And for our listeners, we want to hear from you. What's something you've always wanted to try? What's holding you back? Let us know in the comments or on our social media. Share your stories and inspire others.
And as always, we've got a fantastic PDF guide for this episode, packed with exercises and tips to help you embrace new beginnings. It includes journaling prompts, goal-setting worksheets, and inspiring quotes.
And now, let's hand it over to Charlotte for today's vocabulary breakdown.
Vocabulary segment. Hi everyone. Today we're focusing on some key phrases that will help you when you're thinking about starting something new. Kick to the curb. This is an informal idiom meaning to get rid of or discard something unwanted. It's like throwing something out forcefully. Example. We need to kick those negative thoughts to the curb and focus on the positive. Explanation. In the context of our topic, It means to eliminate or reject the feeling that it's too late. Lagging behind. This means to fall behind or make slower progress than others. Example: don't worry about lagging behind. Everyone learns at their own pace. Explanation: we use this when talking about the feeling of being less advanced than others, which is a common concern when starting something new later in life. Self-imposed timelines. These are deadlines or expectations we set for ourselves, often based on societal norms or personal beliefs. Example: let's forget about those self-imposed timelines and focus on enjoying the journey. Explanation: this phrase helps us understand how we create unnecessary pressure by adhering to rigid schedules we've made up in our minds. Reframing your thoughts. This involves changing the way you think about a situation to see it from a different, often more positive, perspective. Example: instead of saying "I'm too old," try reframing your thoughts to "I'm starting a new chapter." Explanation: this is a crucial skill for overcoming negative self-talk and adopting a more optimistic outlook. Consistency is key. This emphasizes the importance of regular, ongoing effort in achieving a goal. Example: remember, when learning a language, consistency is key. Even a little practice every day makes a big difference. Explanation: this phrase reinforces the idea that small, regular actions are more effective than sporadic bursts of effort.
Thanks, Charlotte. Those words are super useful.
And that brings us to the end of another episode. Remember, it's never too late to start. You have the power to change your story at any time.
Keep leaping forward and we'll catch you in the next episode.